Greetings and salutations. Hello, one and all. My name is Chris. This is Barnum 11970. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to check out one of my videos. Now, of course, I'm going to give a few minutes before I get right into my topic, or a few seconds, waiting for a couple people to get in. And once again, I wanted to thank one of my subscribers, 777, for giving me the idea of posting a video really quick to let people know I'm about to do a live show, because they told me, and you'll have to let me know if this is true or not, that people do not get notifications until I actually have the video uploaded. So a lot of people end up missing the live shows. So I thought I'd give that a try, and we'll see where it goes from there. And it's actually funny because as soon as I posted the video saying I'm going to make a video, it already got 1 thumbs down. So thumbs up to my troll that's ready to stalk me at any given moment. I found that funny. So while I'm getting into this, keep in mind, especially if you're new to my channel, there's always a method to my madness. So don't base anything on your emotions. Shut off that emotional part and just listen to what I have to say, and then you can formulate your own opinion. You don't have to agree, but keep in mind, I'm just stating what my opinion is and why I want this. Now, with that being said, I want to say straight off the bat that I know that it doesn't matter who is going to be president, whether it's Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, whether it's the Pope, whether it's Mother Teresa, whether it's a squirrel or a paper towel. Nobody can fix a corrupt system. So people will ask, well, why is it that you want Trump to become president? Okay, now I want to give credit where credit is due, so I'm going to do a screen share really quick because it was this comment that inspired me, and I want to do a shout out. If anything, people do appreciate that. So right here, it's Lilan Miguel, and if I get that wrong, please forgive me. They write, and thank you very much for being a subscriber and for your comment and for the inspiration to make a video. The comment says, I appreciate your perspective. Thank you. I listen to other truther videos, and I find you to be one of the more balanced ones. I appreciate that. Others promote fear and decisiveness. That I absolutely agree with. He says, I subscribed to you a while back when I came across your sun-gazing videos, and I like what I call your, in quotes, holistic approach to truth. Okay, now this is the part that inspired me to make this video. But do we really need Trump to prove himself? Isn't it obvious he just wants our votes? Don't we know by now that presidents are puppets for the people who really run this country, a face for the corporation? I don't expect to see much happen either way. All right, so this is a very, very good question, and I thank you for making it, and I hope you will continue to make questions like this. And see, that's, to me, the most beautiful thing, is we start asking questions. That puts you on the right step. And speaking of asking questions, if you notice in the comment section on the YouTube video, I placed the link to the Google Plus page. I highly recommend you first opening up a Google Plus page, but following me there, because it makes it a little bit easier as far as notifications. So if you want to ask questions, click on that link. It will take you over to the event page where you'll see the live broadcast. So you just basically have to shut off the YouTube one after that. Once you do that, just click on the live show that you see in the event page, and there'll be a way that you can ask questions. You are more than welcome to, and I always encourage that. So to respond to that question, I think one of the things that we in the quote-unquote truther community, and I use the quotes because, I mean, it's hard to tell what truth is. And remember, like I've said, truth is always somebody's perception. So what could be truth for you could be completely ludicrous to someone else. But with that being said, we're a small community. There's a reason why even the biggest channels, like Alex Jones, which I don't really consider him totally truth, he's more fear porn than anything, he only gets maybe a couple of 100,000 views, while there are people that could talk about video games and get in the multiple millions. So I think sometimes, and I noticed this also when I was in my comic book quote-unquote community, that they got what was going on in their little community, but because they were so intertwined with and interacting with each other, they forget that the rest of the world pretty much either doesn't know or doesn't care about that. And it's the same thing as we see with the quote-unquote truther movement. You just go out in public and nobody's talking about, you know, the Act of 1871 or the fact that the Federal Reserve is a private-owned corporation. People don't know about this stuff. So because Most people in any kind of community tend to have videos and follow lots of things in that topic. We seem to forget that this is not the norm for everyone else, but it is for us. So, those of you and those of us in the know, or in the more know, shall I say, because we do tend to know more than the average person because we pay attention. We know that doesn't matter what president goes in, they're not going to make change in a corrupt system. And for those of you that are new and say, oh, well, this person promised this and this person promised that, well, yeah, they make promises. The best analogy I can give is just imagine if you took Mother Teresa, no superpowers, just an ordinary person that wanted to do good in the world, and you put her in charge of any mafia with her goal to change it. Do you think the corrupt people in that mafia, whichever one it is going to allow her to do a damn thing? She'll be dead the first second she gets in there trying to say, okay, there's going to be some change around here. So it's the same thing with any political party around the world. There's a reason why all political parties throughout the world are very wealthy. They like to stay that way, and they don't like people that tamper with their ability to gain more money, more power. So we have to keep it real. But here's the thing. The average person out there, no matter how hard we try to talk to them, they just don't get it or don't want to get it. And what I say is, I think the worst word now is to say asleep, because they're definitely not asleep. What the best word I would use for people these days, instead of sheep and instead of being asleep, I think the best term for these people are willfully ignorant. That they choose to not study, they choose to not listen. They're very much awake, because if you talk about something they are interested in, they'll be quick to have that conversation. But as soon as you talk about things that change their ideals and change what they've been programmed to think, it's almost like automatic shutdown. It's almost like having a computer protection antivirus program that where a virus attacks, it automatically shuts down your computer. That's what the average person is like. So I think the best term these days is willfully ignorant, because I've had many videos where I've said all you have to do is click on a link and you could read it for yourself. I even showed a video last week or a week and a half ago talking about one of the creators of the quantum computers, saying not only do parallel universes exist, but they actually have the ability to extract information from them and bring it into our world via these quantum computers and their quantum technology. And if you talk about parallel universes, even on this channel, let alone the quote-unquote real world out there, they'll still call you crazy. So even though there are verifiable situations, people will be willfully ignorant. So that is why no matter who becomes president, they will always tell you what you want to hear. They will get you to wave your flags, and you will think, oh, this person's going to make change. Because remember, wasn't Obama the savior from evil George Bush? I remember that. This is before I was awoken. Back in 2008, I was almost teary-eyed when I saw, wow, they finally, maybe we are getting into a better nation where we can actually nominate a black president. I thought that was an amazing thing. I thought, wow, maybe this is the change we really do need. I was all for it back then. I considered myself a Democrat. I just figured, America's great. We're going to really make the world a better place. I believed in all that. I don't see that dream anymore because I chose to no longer be willfully ignorant. So us in this community, I'll use again quotations, we know that it doesn't matter who's going to be in the presidency. So people are going to say, well, okay, so then why did you say you want Trump in there? Well, here's the method to my madness. As far as the willfully ignorant people who always think the next person is going to come and change the world. Well, if Hillary becomes president, she's the typical politician. She's what we're used to. She's going to be just like Obama. She's going to keep the status quo. She's not going to change much other than making it harder for us. The 1% will get richer. The 99% will be poorer. There'll be more restrictive laws. And if it fails, no one will be surprised. They'll just think, oh, same old, same old. Let's see who can come in next and hand us the BS that we'll believe. With Donald Trump, he is not a politician. He doesn't speak like a politician. He doesn't act like a politician. If you notice this, if you watched any of the Republican National Convention, and I did it for this very reason for hours at a time, is it was like a circus. And that's why every news station is talking about what happened with Ted Cruz and what happened with the quote unquote plagiarism. Even though they keep saying they're beating a dead horse, they continue to beat that dead horse because they want that ingrained in your system. So all your focus is on will be either the quote unquote plagiarism, which you'd make it think that Donald Trump's wife just murdered somebody. How much they're talking about it. I mean, if they put this much investigative reporting into what Hillary Clinton did with her computers in her basement, she might be in jail right now. So there is some hypocrisy. But my point is, because of the fact that Donald Trump is not the typical person, he has gotten more people to vote, which is ironic because votes don't count, but he's gotten more people to go and make their vote than any other Republican in history. So he is taking the average person out there and making them pay attention. And to me, that's a good thing because this is what's going to happen. And this is why I'm hoping Trump will become president, is people will then realize that even a person that is not a politician, who doesn't act like a politician, who's extremely wealthy so he can't be bribed or intimidated, will still not be able to change anything. And then maybe the willfully ignorant masses will finally get it in their thick skulls that no matter who is president, no matter what they say, no matter who they are, they could not change the corrupt system, and maybe people will have that aha moment. Because like I said, Hillary as president, if it doesn't work, they'll just say, well, we tried, let's see the next person. But with Donald Trump, because of him being such a wild card and getting so many people on board with him, it's going to make people pay attention because they're going to say, wow, finally somebody that doesn't talk like a politician, somebody that says what I've been saying, somebody that wants to do what we do, somebody that's a billionaire who cannot be bribed. And they're going to find out that he cannot change a thing because he will either be assassinated or, like I said last night, if you watched the video, even his son was holding up the Illuminati sign, the two-fingered horned little technique. And another person was holding, I don't know her name, but I know she says she's a close friend of the family. It was an African-American woman that spoke last night. And one time during the speech, she made the form of a pyramid by her stomach. There's a reason for that positioning. It's showing allegiance. It's using a code, a secret handshake, so to speak. That they're either going to be in cahoots and just make you hear what you want to hear because they're getting more people involved, getting more people to wave their flags, even though they're talking about going to war and murdering people. Because there was a direct quote from somebody that says, you know, we have to go there and kill them. And the people cheered. So they are suckering you in, the average person. I'm listening from an outside perspective. I'm not sitting there waving my flag. I'm not sitting there listening to everything saying, oh, this time they really mean it. I'm sitting there as, let's do some research and see how they program people. And it's going to work. So about a year ago, I said Hillary Clinton was going to become president because they were conditioning you by having all of these females become very powerful in movies, in TV shows, even in comic books. Half the heroes now are turning into females. That's a programming because, and if you think it's ridiculous, that's fine. I'm not here to make somebody think on a deeper level. If you want to stay willfully ignorant, and that's to the trolls out there, the ones that will thumb down a video saying I'm going to make a video because I'm sure they hated that. If you choose to stay willfully ignorant, there's nothing that can be done because you're sitting there covering your ears going la 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 la. Well, ultimately in the end, you hurt yourself. So if you want to be that dumb, by all means, you have that right. So we should all want that. So I really think now, because of Donald Trump coming out of nowhere, supposedly, and again, isn't that the same thing that happened with Obama? Didn't he come out of nowhere to spark the world and to gain people's attention. Go look up the deficit when he first got into office and the deficit now that he's about to leave office. Go look at the prices of products when he started and when he finished. Look at the price of gas. Yes, it's gone down, but in his term, there was the highest it's ever been in history, as far as I know. And I remember the 70s. Back then, gas was around $2, which today we wish it would be $2. But you know, a house also in the 70s was averaging around 10 grand. Good luck buying a car for that now. So I'm very suspicious, but it's because people that come here, you guys and girls, get it. So I understand her comment, and I think it was a great comment to make. But we all want this person to become president, because then it may be the willfully ignorant masses will finally understand that no matter who gets in there, they can't change a thing. Now, of course, the media, the liberal media, is going to spin it, well, see, you should have voted for Hillary. So that's the only bad thing, is the people will actually believe that. So it's still going to be a problem. But at least it confirms what we know. Because Donald Trump is a billionaire, so he can't be bribed. Probably can be intimidated, because I'm sure people could threaten him and he won't be scared, but if they threatened his kids or his grandkids, I think he would give in just like anybody would. And you have to ask yourself, why would a multi-billionaire want to take a job and an extreme pay cut where you're going to be hated no matter what you do? Especially in this liberal media, because we know the media is not about truth. It's not about investigative reporting. It's not about fairness. It's about agenda. I mean, even the people that used to call me crazy years ago when I first started my channel are starting to see this themselves. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious at this point, they're not even trying to hide it. So that's why I want Donald Trump for president. And if you're one of the people that is listening to this for the first time, rolling your eyes and saying this person is ridiculous, you will see what I mean in time. But the problem is, most people, when they see things, they see them too late. And that only hurts yourself. And that's why I talk about, even still to this day, about gold and silver. And I still get my typical hater trolls saying the same thing. Oh, look, silver went down to 19. I'm not worried about what the price is now. If 5 years from now, silver is at $50 to $100 an ounce, you think I'm going to care that it went down to 19 from 20? When in the markets, you're going to have up and downs. That's how the market works. And these are people supposedly traders inside the stock market. I love that word, traders. Go figure. It means more than what you think. They are traders. Just not the way they make you think. So, since nobody asks any questions, which is actually surprising, but that's okay. A lot of times people say they just like to listen to what I have to say because I say it from my own non-scripted view. Notice I don't do like the typical videos of cutscenes every 5 seconds and having to edit their videos to say things perfectly. I don't care if I mess up or say something silly or say something wrong. That makes me human, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I make mistakes. I'm not ashamed to be who I am. I'm not trying to make myself into this perfect person, because if I did, I can easily edit these videos and take hours at a time to make myself sound perfect, go over everything and correct every little mistake. That's fake. But people seem to be attracted by fake, as long as it's entertaining. Stop being entertained, start being awoken. So I want to thank that individual for making that comment and inspiring me to make this video. I hope it helps other people to understand. I'm not all of a sudden saying, oh, I think politics is going to work and I like Donald Trump. What I'm saying is this is an outside person that is not the typical politician, and you will soon see that even he can't make change. But he'll make plenty of change for us. It'll jingle in your pocket. Money will still be printed by a foreign bank called the Federal Reserve. He didn't say anything. He will not say anything about us making our own money because he doesn't want to be JFK'd. Whether there were 4 people in the car or now 6 people in the car, go Google that one. That'll blow your mind. The whole Mandela effect, whether you believe it or not. No, I'm not here to decide that. But again, like I said, with quantum computers, they can extract so they say, information from parallel universes. Now, we can only go by what they say, so it means one of two things. They're honest, or they're dishonest. All we can do is assume. But yeah, Google that. The Kennedy assassination, the video now shows 6 people in the car. It always was 4. So either somebody's doing some great editing skills, or, as a song once said, there's something happening here. We'll find out. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments. Give it a thumbs up if you want to. Give it a thumbs down if you're one of those cranky old people that hide behind a computer and don't like people's opinions and right to free speech. And hit that old subscribe button. Kick it right in the nuts. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your subscriptions. And thanks for caring and choosing not to be willfully ignorant. Peace out.